I'm going to give you two books right now. The techniques of astral traveling are real keen because what it starts to do is it starts to make you competent in the spirit world. Most people go to sleep and they just off to la-la land. They have a dream. You know, I was on the couch and then there was some feathers and then I was breakdancing. Then my grandmother came. Panic, what does that mean? I'm like, how the fuck would I know? What it is you want to, astral traveling helps you to become more competent and more aware while you're sleeping. So to become more competent and more aware, you must astral travel. So one of the best books, get any book that speaks to you and looks good. But I'll tell you two books that I use that absolutely worked or absolutely did it for me. One book is called Astral Travel, and the subtitle is Your Guide to the Secrets of Out-of-the-Body Experiences by Gavin and Yvonne Frost. Yvonne, Y-V-O-N-N-E, last name Frost, F-R-O-S-T. This is a little book. It's real easy to read. They give you some technique, but they tell you more in this little easy-to-read book, the mentality of the astral world. For instance, I remember them telling a story how you'll astral travel and you could still see the earth plane as well. You'll be able to see the earth plane. And you'll see around churches, thousands of entities hanging around churches waiting for something to happen. Because these people had this mindset that Jesus was coming, we're just waiting for this big thing to happen. When they died, nothing changes. They're still waiting around. Eventually, in the spirit world, they may say, well, goddamn, ain't nothing happening. So they may look for, and then other entities in the spirit world can actually help them get out of that dimension that they're stuck in. Only when they step up and ask for it. No one can come and save it. So one or two things have to happen. You have to understand where you are and want to go to the next level. No one can come and teach you this. People often ask me, Panic, why don't you go out and teach this? I'm like, no, this information people have to step to. You don't teach this. Same thing on the spirit world. And the only other thing that's going to stop this is when this entire reality is over. That's when everybody gets a go-home pass. And those who don't have a soul perish with this reality, because if you don't have a soul, you are just as important as a plastic container. So plastic doesn't have an afterlife, neither does someone without a soul. So we move on. Our light is then will be something connected. The only thing real about you is your light, not your body. That's what lives forever. Knowledge or this studying this information enhances or brightens your light. So that's why you will be studying this light. So now the second book is called Astrodynamics, a new approach to the out-of-body experience by Robert Bruce. It's a bigger book, and he speaks, all the books I'm going to recommend, they talk in plain English. They don't try to be deep. A fifth grader can read it. And they don't use so many references that you won't hear before. Astrodynamics, Robert Bruce. He goes step by step on technique of what you can do, how you can do it. You could do this first, then when you feel you accomplished that, you could do this next, this 3, this 4, this 5, and all of that kind of stuff. Now, at the time I was doing this, I had no idea what you call lucid dreaming was. Lucid dreaming is when you're in the dream and you are totally conscious in your dream. Most people can dream and just wake up and can remember what they can remember. Lucid dreaming, you are actually either participating in your dream, very active. Those are the most powerful. When you are actually participating and you can see, feel, and are conscious of what you are making happen on the spirit world. And these things don't happen for your rent. These things, again, happen for higher revelations or things you are supposed to bring to the masses in this planet or something pointing towards your total transformation. Now, there is where you're the total conscious observer in your dreams, where you're observing these things to the point where you are actually consciously weighing these things, as opposed to I'm sitting there in the dream going, yeah, that's this, that's that. Okay, it's a lake. lake means dead water, so that means this is dead. Where you're actually participating in thinking and seeing what this dream means. Then when you wake up, you remember it thoroughly, and you're able to deduct, see what happened, and it's an amazing thing. And by doing astral traveling, you will get into the lucid dreams. And by knowing your symbols, by having lucid dreams, you will then be able to decode the symbols of your dreams to be a more holistic, well-rounded scientist, a well-rounded god and goddess that you're talking about, one that's actually going into the holistic part of yourself to bring back greater understandings of what it is you're studying. So astral traveling leads to the lucid dreams. You'll see online they say, well, lucid dreams are when you're in the dream and you're aware that you're dreaming, and then you say, well, if I'm dreaming, let me move my hand. If I'm dreaming, let me make this stop. I did that 3 times, and to me that is basically a waste of time. Because if you're in the dream world or the spirit world and you're controlling everything you do, then that's stupid, because you might as well say you're on Earth again, because you're on Earth controlling everything you do. So you go in the dream world where you're supposed to be getting high information, then why do you want to go there and do stupid shit again that you're doing on Earth? Right. You want to let your mind go where it needs to go. You want to travel in the subconscious mind. And one of the ways to get in the subconscious mind, while I remember, is meditation. Most people meditate in whatever form they do. They're always looking for the light and the flowers and all that. One of the best meditations you can actually do is see yourself going down a winding stairway into darkness, because you're actually going into the subconscious mind. And that's where you're going to get your revelations from. So going down in the elevator, as you know, I was in the elevator and I was going up, and birds were carrying me away. No, have something carry you downward into darkness, and you will find you'll get deeper in your subconscious mind for greater revelation. So that's for astral traveling. Another method is crystal gazing. Now, crystal gazing or scrying, what you want to do is you can do it where you have a question, or you could do it where you just say, well, I want to see where this takes me. And what you're doing is putting yourself in a comfortable position, holding whatever crystal, and I suggest you get a book on crystals or a book on rock. Any dictionary will do for those to give you an understanding of what it is, what rocks you got and what it is they do and what they enhance. But let's just say you're looking at a plain quartz crystal. A quartz crystal, you can you cleanse it and you program it for whatever it is you want it to help you with. Now, what I was told by my aunt, who's been doing this even before I was born, about crystals, the ones you want to try to get usually have notches in it. They'll have it's not chips on the edge. You'll see, the best way I can say is notches or indents in it, and or lines in it. What she was telling me was this is actually the information that is stored in the crystal. So if you find one of these ones with notches, don't program it. My suggestion is not to program it with stuff like, help me with my chakras. The crystal has been here since the earth was in its primal state. So as the earth hardened, the crystal hardened, holding in all the frequencies of the planet. All the information that the planet has to offer is crystallized the same way your spirit has been crystallized as a human. So the way you were crystallized as a human, and you're digging into your subconscious mind to bring out these things, because your mind is nothing but a crystal as well, the same concept is what you're doing. To bring out the same concept is what you're doing to bring out the information in the crystal. So what you're doing is digging into it. You want to take your thumb and scratch just one notch while you got your eyes closed in meditation. Basically, you're asking the crystal to release this information to you. And the best way to do it is just see what the crystal has to offer, as opposed to asking the crystal a specific question. Now,
or to programming it for what you want it to do.
Well, I would say if you see one of these older crystals, she told me there's two types of quartz crystals. You'll see a